Welcome to this week's edition of Under the Golden Dome. As you can see, I'm not currently under the Golden Dome. I'm working from home. I've tried to take the opportunity when I don't need to be at the Capitol to be in a safe space, and this provides it for me. So next week, hopefully, we'll still be back up at the Capitol and you'll see all of the action that's going on. But for today, you get a peek into my life working from home. It's been quite a week. I think we can all agree upon that. Week 2 is done, but it's brought forth all the challenges that we're going to face looking down the road with this legislative session. The Senate is very quickly going to move forward with a bill, Senate Study Bill 1065, that I call the everything but the kitchen sink bill, that includes vouchers for private schools. It includes allowing private entities to establish charter schools. It includes changes in the open enrollment. It includes changes to the school funding formula. It includes language about school board accountability. It includes just about everything that you can think of that makes your job as board members and administrators more difficult. The Senate is going to move this very, very quickly. They are operating under the COVID rules that they established when the legislature came back into session in June after they suspended their activities. What this means is they can basically move something without any of the normal timeframes applying. So that means you could see a bill introduced in one day and pass the chamber in the same day. Their intention is to move very, very, very quickly to pass the governor's education omnibus bill, the bill that includes vouchers and charter schools, by the end of the week. It will have to go through 3 committees, and it will come out of education, Senate Education on Monday, and then it will come out of Senate Appropriations and Senate Ways and Means and be passed on the floor and go to the House. There's little that we can do to stop this, although we will continue to raise all of the concerns, and you need to do the same about what this means for public education. The House, I think, is going to have a more difficult time passing something this heavy and this large, and that's where we have our opportunity. But for now, our attention is focused on the Senate. The other big thing that's going to move quickly through both chambers is the requirement that we move to 100%, or at least provide 100% in-person instruction option for families. This is going to happen. We are working to make sure that it happens in a way that allows districts the ability to still request waivers to go online when they need to. We are working to make sure that there is an appropriate amount of time for districts to respond. And we are working to make sure that the waiver process includes the ability to justify the need to move virtual based on staff absences, not just student absences. Ultimately, I think we'll be successful in making those changes. But in the meantime, it's a struggle to make sure they understand that districts don't want to be operating in a hybrid or a fully virtual model. They know that the best thing is for kids to be in school. But there are serious considerations about staffing capacity and managing, particularly in larger districts, managing the social distancing that's designed to reduce the potential for exposure. So those are the 2 big things that I see coming up next week that we are engaged upon and working with. One bright spot for the week is that the governor did announce that the state has revised how they will determine who are essential workers with respect to the next round of the vaccinations. And in doing so, she did respond to a request that we have made of them, that they put teachers who are in the pre-K through 12 system, as well as early childhood education folks, at the top of that 1B list of essential workers. What this means is that based on the availability of the vaccine, your employees will be at the top of the list. That's important to make sure that we're able to get those folks vaccinated so that we can continue with in-person instruction. So wrapping up, the 2 things to keep in mind is we need your advocacy more now than ever on what it means if Senate Study Bill 1065, which is the governor's bill, is implemented. We cannot afford her proposal for vouchers for private schools. We should not be establishing charter schools run by private entities that are not subject to the same requirements that public school districts are required to comply with. It's time for us to stand up and say, public education should be funded with public taxpayer dollars. Private education should be funded with private dollars. So please continue your advocacy. Thank you very much for all that you do. And hopefully next week we'll have a little more upbeat under the golden dome message for you.